I don't see him playing in the Europa League, but I do not know which team can give him UCL football at 37 years of age. What do you want? Chris, my good friend, my dear friend, what do you want? What is it that you want the most? So not that I want a bit of this, I want a bit of that. What is it you want the most? Because there is a clear, precise choice. There's a clear, precise choice. Either money or UCL. If money is a priority, there is no place for you to go. You have to stay with Man United in Europa League. If UCL is your priority more so than money, the only club that makes sense is Sporting Lisbon. That's the thing. So obviously Fabrizio has shut it down because Cristiano said that these are lies, non-factors, because his car was in a Sporting Lisbon car park and people saying, oh, could this be? Which is stupid, because when I saw it, I was like, because I didn't, I'll tell you my different thing here, but when I saw that, I was like, okay, he is Portuguese. His mom is a passionate, super, super passionate Sporting Lisbon fan. He can't go to the stadium. He can't be around the stadium and so forth. So all because his car is in the car park and stadium, why do you now go to the next step of, oh, he's now signing for Sporting Lisbon? So no, I don't believe that. My logic is different. What choice do you have? PSG said no. Bayern said no, like 4, 5, 6 times. Chelsea have said no. Spartak Moscow said no. They said no. So if you are desperate, that's why if I was speaking to Cristiano, I just need clarity. See, the key in life is clarity. You don't want to mince words and be like, well, it's clear and concise. I like to be very clear and concise with what I want. Is your priority UCL? If that is your cold, hard, 100% priority UCL, you take a pay cut, Sporting Lisbon. Now, the streets are saying that you could go to Sporting Lisbon, you could score all these goals in the group stage, but somehow still finish third, and then you're not back in the Europa League. So there is that danger there. But you don't have those many choices. Beyond Sporting Lisbon, there is Napoli. There is Napoli, who are in the UCL, but again, take your wage cut, remove your wage cut, and I'm sure Napoli would be more than happy to have a 37-year-old. But I think, Cristiano, he's just got to accept that football has changed. It's a different world. It's a world led by managers. It's a world led by systems. So when people are recruiting, they're not just going to recruit a guy who has had an amazing legacy or history or so forth. They are going to, a lot of research goes into the acquisitions. I mean, we're not living in a world where everything is detailed. Everything is micromanaged. So that player that club has retrieved, that has come down to ridiculous amounts of research, extremely deep research that wasn't back in the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, and the 70s. So looking at Cristiano, it's not a disrespect to what you've done. You are definitely one of the greatest in the game. But if you're a club moving forward, specifically if you're an elite club, that's the key word. If you are an elite club, you're not signing a 37-year-old. No, like Milan got Ibra, that was sentiment. And Milan has still like guys who are on the up and up. If you're a relevant team that is of the now and looking to the future, whether it's Real, Man City, Barca, Bayern, Chelsea, so forth, you're not buying a 37-year-old. Forget that, whether you're Christian or not. You're not buying a 37-year-old. That's too old. That's too old. That's too old. So Cristiano just has to accept that, father time comes for everyone. And everyone gets old, and you just have to accept your lot. You just have to accept that you're old. And guys are not going to spend their money on an old dude. I'm sorry, that's what it is. They're not spending their money on an old dude. It's not happening, man. So what do I think will happen? I'm going to reiterate myself, which is why this is so intriguing. I don't see Cristiano playing in the Europa League. I just don't. His pride won't allow him to, because he knows the amounts of abuse he will get on social media, which he views. He sees social media. He sees it. And the amounts of abuse that he will receive from Messi fans, and just from people, but specifically Messi fans, of being in the Europa League while Messi is in the UCL, he can't take that. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't see him playing. I don't see him playing in the Europa League, but I do not know which team can give him UCL football at 37 years of age. So we are in a very, very weird situation. Watch this space.